Okay, I keep getting a lot of emails. I keep getting a lot of emails as well as letters, messages from my clients, from my followers of my YouTube channel. So they keep asking me a question like, Satish, I'm unable to save any money. Does astrology have solutions? Okay, this is the question that generally people will be asking for me. So we need to actually check your birth chart to come into a conclusion. What is the reason for you not able to save the money? Okay, let me tell you from the astrological perspective, second house talks about your wealth. Second house talks about your savings. Second house talks about your assets and liabilities. Okay, and if at all your second house is weaker in your horoscope, then obviously, and if 11th house is stronger, so obviously 11th house talks about incoming flow of gains. So if 11th house is stronger and second house is weaker, what happens is this person will be getting a lot of money, but he will not be able to save it. You might have come across a lot of people, there won't be any shortage of money. The money keeps coming in their life like anything, but they cannot able to save anything. That is because of the reason second house is bad in their horoscope. Okay, if second house is not so strong enough, you will not be able to save the money. The money will not be there with you for longer period of time. And if at all your 12th house is more stronger than the second and 11th houses, let's say second house lord is placed in the 12th house, or the 11th house lord is placed in the 12th house, and the vice versa. Okay, or 12th house lord placed in the second and 12th house lord placed in the 11th houses. Another indication that you will not be able to save the money. Why? Because 12th house talks about losses and expenses. You'll be getting so many, you will be coming across so many situations there where in which you will not be able to save the money. Okay, you have to spend that money for various causes, various situations, various events in your life. Okay, if at all fifth house lord is placed in the 12th house, or 12th house lord is placed in the fifth house, then you will be spending a lot of money for your children, because fifth house talks about children. Okay, just because of their school fees or tuition fees or for their shopping or whatsoever, you'll be spending a lot of money, and that becomes the reason for you that you cannot able to save your salary, that you cannot able to save your money. Okay, and if at all seventh house lord is placed in the 12th house, okay, or even the ninth house lord is placed in the 12th house, you have to do tremendous hard work to make money. Okay, ninth house talks about fortune. Okay, how fortunate you are can be seen from the ninth house. If at all ninth house lord is placed in the 12th house, that's another indication that you will not be able to save a lot of money in your life. And of course, the same combinations that I mentioned to you now, we have to check the D9 chart as well. D9 chart is the Navamsha chart. Which of the planets are debilitated? Which of the planets are afflicted? Who is staying in the 8th house? And if at all your 8th house is weaker, then there will be sudden downfall in your life, because 8th house talks about sudden ups and downs. Okay, and that's how you have to analyze the birth chart in a very careful manner. You cannot come into a conclusion just by seeing one house, just by seeing one planet. You have to carefully check all the houses and all the planets, what are the aspects that each house is receiving. You have to check. That's the reason you have to go to an expert astrologers who can able to help you with a complete analysis pertaining to your individual birth chart. And also Dhana Karaka planet, there are certain Karakas for Dhana, that is for wealth, which is nothing but Jupiter. The first rank I'll be giving it is for the most auspicious planet, that is Jupiter. If Jupiter is weaker in your horoscope, if Jupiter is placed in Capricorn, or Jupiter is placed in the 8th house, or Jupiter is placed in the 12th house, it's another indication that you will not be able to save money in your life, because wealth Karaka is basically Jupiter. And the second rank I would like to give is for Jupiter. Jupiter is the Karaka for abundance and prosperity, and of course money as well. Jupiter represents a lot of things like jewelry. Jupiter represents spouse. Okay, so many things like stability from the financial stability through spouse can also be seen from the Venus in the male's birth chart. So Venus also should be stronger. If Venus is placed in the 6th, 8th, and 12th houses, you will not be able to save money. So, and what are the solutions for all this? Nothing. You have to do a remedy. You have to do some kind of what you say, some kind of money management has to be in your life. There should be some financial advisor who should be helping you in terms of managing the money, and you should be taking the support from elders and experts, and of course, astrological advice will be able to help you. So you need to manage your money somehow. Maybe you can keep your money through fixed deposits, or else you can invest your money on learning. You can invest money on expert advice or whatsoever, whichever thing you feel it is auspicious and it is fruitful for you. You have to save that money. Or maybe you can go with the, I'm not a financial advisor anyways, so you can contact the financial advisors who can able to help you how to manage the money. But from the astrological perspective, this is what I would like to tell you. Okay, and there are so many other combinations like Saturn in the 12th house or Saturn in the 2nd and 11th house. You can able to make money, but the thing is it will come with a lot of struggle, with delays and denials. After you undergoing a lot of struggles in your life, you will be able to make money. Okay, and Rahu and Ketu in the 1st and 7th houses also makes you not to earn a lot of money. Rahu is a materialistic planet. It signifies desire. Okay, in the 7th house Rahu is placed, it signifies desires, and you will be having a lot of materialistic desires to fulfill in your life. But a Ketu in the 1st house creates that kind of notion that you will not be so much interested in making money, but you will be so much interested in spending whatever money that you have. This kind of carelessness attitude happens if you have Rahu Ketu in the 1st and 7th houses, or 2nd and 8th houses also same thing. Same thing is applicable. Okay, and Rahu Ketu influence is also very much important, and the people who have Rahu in the Taurus and Ketu in the Scorpio, there are horoscopes where in which I can show you these people have become a millionaires and billionaires as well. Because Rahu Ketu, although they are malefic planets, but if at all they are placed in 6th, 8th and 12th houses, they work really well. Okay, malefic planets in the 6th and 8th and 12th houses help you a lot with a lot of opportunities to make money and also to save money as well. Especially if at all you want to derive the money from foreign countries, planet Rahu is very much important. Okay, there are so many combinations, there are so many characters we have to actually check, and what are the planets which I have told you, we have to check even the nakshatra alignment as well. So and so planet is on which nakshatra, and whether that nakshatra lord is positive or not, all those things has to be thoroughly checked. It's not like just me making a video for 3 minutes and making you to help, and I can help you with the knowledge of Vedic astrology. As Vedic astrology is like an ocean, there are so many combinations, there are so many factors we need to check, if at all we need to come to, so that to come into a final conclusion, the final prediction. But most of the astrologers I'm seeing, they are not really patient enough. They will be just giving the general prediction, and this client will be taking up that as a final prediction. And a lot of people get into the paranoia mode after getting the astrological consultation. So let me tell you, in my astrological analysis, I'll be going in a very deeper perspective, analyzing your nakshatras, yogas, aspects in your birth chart, in the D1 chart, D9 chart, and D10 chart as well. All right. So that's the reason I'll take a lot of time to even analyze your birth chart. I'll take nearly 3 to 4 hours of time to analyze your birth chart. I will not be giving the final prediction just like that. Okay, so go for expert advice. Okay, go for astrological expert advice. Don't go for general predictions which you see all over in the newspapers and anywhere. And you have to approach to the astrologers who are very well knowledgeable in terms of different branches of Vedic astrology. In my astrological consultation, I'll be providing you the complete analysis in respect of all the areas: career, finances, relationships, business, losses, debts, anything. What are the problems that you have, foreign settlements, anything, any area of your life you're having an issue, or if at all you want to know the astrological advice and recommendations and also the predictions of your birth chart, you need to book for astrology consultations. The link is mentioned in the description section. Do book for the astrological consultation. Once I get a consultation order, I'll be able to help you with a complete analysis pertaining to your individual birth chart. Alright, and stay tuned for more videos. There are so many videos which are made on different areas of Vedic astrology. Do check those videos also, and I'll see you in the astrological consultation. If at all you are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on that bell icon, it's a subscribe button, so that you'll be notified on the future videos. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.